Okay, so you're going to use Geogebra to meet one of the standards. And the Idaho core standard that we're working on is in geometry construction, or rather the domain of congruence, and it says construct an equilateral triangle, a square, and a regular hexagon inscribed in a circle. So we're going to do that real quick in Geogebra, and then what we're going to do actually is we're going to learn how we can use Movenote to capture our understanding, kind of explain how we did that. So it's really a simple one, and that's why I kind of picked it to begin with. Now you'll remember under these tools, this menu here has the regular polygon tool, and we're supposed to make an equilateral triangle, a square, and a regular hexagon. Those are all regular polygons. So we'll begin with an equilateral triangle. So for an equilateral triangle, all I'm really going to do here is select 2 points that are both vertices, right? And I'm going to explain that I want my triangle has 3 vertices, and there we have it. Okay, I'm going to still use the same tool. I'll make my square. My square is going to obviously have 4 vertices, so there we go. And then the last thing I'm supposed to make is my hexagon. My hexagon has 6 vertices, so we'll go ahead down here and change that to 6. So now I have an equilateral triangle, a square, and a hexagon. Now I need to draw a circle. Well, there are several ways to draw a circle. The most common one is circle with center through point. We could also define it as a circle where we pick the center and define the radius. We could just use the compass tool, but we're going to use this one right here, which is circle through 3 points. This is just such a handy tool. It's so easy to do. We just simply select the 3 points that we want to be on our circle, and that's it. We've inscribed that equilateral triangle. Here we're going to select these 3 points, and now we've inscribed the square. And if I select 3 vertices here, and it doesn't matter which one I pick, once I've defined the 3 vertices, it's going to turn out they're all going to fit right in there. And that's all we really needed to do. Now the next step is for us to actually take an image of this, right, which you could do with Awesome Screenshot. So I'll have you go ahead and take an awesome screenshot. Another way to do that would be to export the graphics as I'm going to export it to my clipboard, okay? And then I'm going to go back in my drive for a minute here, and I'm going to go to my folder where I want to put this. I'm going to create inside my geometry folder I'll make a drawing. That's fine. I can put it in as a drawing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in, oh boy, edit, paste in that image that I just constructed there. Oh, it's a big image, so we need to make this much smaller. Let's see if I can move this down here and get to this bottom corner. I can grab and make it smaller. Let's get this over here and make it a little bit smaller yet. And we're just going to line it up until those lines meet, about the right size. There we go. I have all 3. They're now inside of this drawing that I made. I better name my drawing. This is going to be Adventure 5 Drawing. Inscribed regular polygons. Okay? So we have it now. We've created this document. And make sure it's in the right folder. Yep, it's in geometry. Okay. And make sure that my sharing settings have down here, if I need to. I don't need to send an invitation or an email every time, but I can put in here, there I am going to share it with Dan Tamander. Okay, I don't need to send him an email. So now if you do that to me every time, I'll always be able to access your work no matter what you've made. Alright, so we have there our polygon. You can see everything is saved in Drive. And now we're going to go to Movenote. So let's go back to talk about that a little bit, how we're going to find Movenote. Well, you might remember this is your home screen on the Chromebook. So you're going to select apps, right? And then from apps you're going to select the store, right? We're going back into the store. And then inside the store, once you open that up, you should be here. And we're going to put in Movenote. and do a search. And now you see you have Movenote for Google Drive, Movenote for education, Movenote for marketing. You definitely want this one that says Movenote for Google Drive. It's just a very, very, very good tool. So we have Movenote for Google Drive here. So you're going to click on it where it says free, and it's going to ask for permissions, and you give it all the permissions that you need to so that it can be installed. Okay, once it's installed in your drive, you're able to go back to your drive, go to the folder where you have your drawing set. There it is right there. And this time, instead of opening it, I'm not opening it. I'm just click to the box over here, put the check mark in the box, because I don't want to open it with Drive. Instead, under More here, I'm going to say, let me open that up with Movenote. Now, mine says Movenote for Sales. That's, I don't know, that's an old deal. But anyway, yours might say Movenote for Sales, or maybe it just says with Movenote. Okay? So what this is going to actually do is it's going to put in here my picture, and then, oh boy, look how I haven't shaved, so I'm a little bit. Anyway, can you see me okay? I'm going to get that where I can look at you good. Okay, so now we've got the images are right here, right? And over here I've got this record button, so I can hit record when I'm ready to start talking. Now what Movenote does that's so nice is it just allows me to take anything that I have, like a graphic like this, and then I can explain it, but I can explain it in my own words. I don't have to use perfect geometric language because I can highlight things. And what I want you to notice, I'm going to do this when I'm recording, but if I hold down my cursor button when I move my mouse, you'll see a trail of red, which is not part of this recording here that I'm doing, this screencast-o-matic recording. It's actually part of Movenote, so it'll show up when I do them with my Movenote. So here we go. I'm just going to press record. And the first time you use it, it might record. It may require you to actually give permission here. It might say, can you give permission to Movenote to access your camera and your microphone? You have to say yes to all that stuff. Okay, so now I would explain. So, the standard here calls for me to inscribe an equilateral triangle, a square, and a regular hexagon inside of a circle. So I went ahead and did that using Geogebra. It was a very simple tool. So what I did was I used the tool, and the tool I used was called the regular polygon tool. And I started by constructing here. I selected A and B, and those 2 points with that tool. Then I explained that I wanted to have 3 vertices so that it knew, okay, I can make a regular polygon with 3 vertices, and 2 of them are A and B, and it selected C as the third. Then I came over here and I made D and E, point D and point E, and I said with the same tool, right, regular polygon tool, I want 4 vertices, and so it said, all right, I'll make a square for you. And then I used the same tool, regular polygon, and I made points H and I, and I said I wanted a 6-sided polygon, regular polygon, which is a hexagon, and it drew me a regular hexagon. After that, I switched my tool from the regular polygon tool. I switched it to the circle tool, and it was under the circle menu, and I selected circle with 3 points. And once I did that, this was a very easy task indeed. I just selected my 3 points, and it created my circle for me, inscribing that triangle. I again selected the 3 points, and it's created the circle, inscribing my square, and again the 3 points inscribed my hexagon. So that's how I did it. And now I'm going to go ahead and pause my recording, and I've now recorded my explanation, which is good because it's going to help me. I explained it in my own words, and I understand myself. I understand what I said. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit save and preview. So what's really nice about this is it takes a minute. It's going to kind of convert it. Depends on how long you spend speaking. I found most kids, when they use Movenote, they don't speak more than maybe, I don't know, a few minutes. Okay, they maximum maybe 2 minutes usually, and that's to even explain a pretty complex proof. So, but I find that a lot of kids are shy about it. Don't be shy. I know it's taking your picture, but what's helpful about Movenote is it records in your own voice, at the time that you make it, what your understanding was of something. And nothing is better than that when it comes time for you to go back and actually review so you know that you understood. Nothing is better than that. I can now take this, I can copy that clip, that URL address. I can go to my live binder, and under Adventure 5, I can paste that in there and hit insert. And it is going to put my Movenote in there for me. And then when you submit your binder, or later on if you want to study it, you can just press play on that. And if I have my volume up, which maybe we'll have it here, we'd be able to hear me talking through.
Well, you have to say yes to all that stuff. Okay, so now I'll explain.
So there I am. And I'm going to go ahead and kill the volume on that, on my speakers. But you can see that it has both the object and my explanation of it. So this is something we really like about Movenote. Okay? And I'm going to have you go ahead and do the same thing now. Create your equilateral triangle, your square, your regular hexagon, inscribe it in a circle, then make a Movenote explaining how you did it. When you're done, you really don't need that Movenote anymore. You can actually just close out that page, and you'll be done. You're actually done with it, okay? And I better save my live binder here because I want to keep that Movenote in there. So it is saved now. And that's it. That's all you need to do.